So Proud of Me is the final track on my album While You've Been Gone, and it was one of the first few songs that I wrote for the album. It was a song that really told me that I have an album and I'm working on an album and I have a storyline and I have a goal. The song went through a few different stages. It was originally called Consider Me, which is interesting. And I can still kind of remember the melody and the lyrics, but I ended up, just kept working on it and changing things around. And I remember showing it to him, because when we were in college, a lot of the time what would happen is, one of my favorite things to look back at is the voice memos we have of us working on some songs that I had, and he would just I would play him the 4 chords, and then he would just fucking go crazy, and I'd be like, wow, you read my mind. And we worked on the song, and I was telling him how there was this song that I listened to. Well, I didn't listen to it, I've been listening to it for years. It's called Spring Day by BTS, and if anyone knows me, knows that I really love their music, and it's made a really big impact on how I make my music. And there's a specific melody that's kind of in the background of the song, and it's a melody that is for ARMY, for the fans. And obviously I don't have a lot of fans or anything, but when I was writing this song, I was like, I really want something that if I were to ever perform this, that brings the crowd together. I want them to be a part of the experience and the song and what it means and why it exists. And he helped me come up with the melody, which is the one that you hear at the end. And yeah, it's just another song that's very cathartic and very, just kind of takes this at least for me, it takes this weight off my shoulders that have been on my shoulders for a long time. I feel like it's just one of the realest songs I've ever written, and yeah.
The depth of that song, really, even in demo stage, was very much there. I was crying when I was working on that track. I cry every time I listen to the song now. It's just such a beautiful and powerful song that I'm to this day, I'm still very grateful that I got the chance to be a part of. One thing that she had said to me was that she wanted the song to sound like a hug or, an embrace. So a lot of the production moves with that song was kind of just having things really being around Brie. I don't know, I feel in a way it also kind of mirrors the rest of the album as well. You have this person who's kind of in the middle of everything and is experiencing the world around them and stuff, and then finally reaches this place of peace, still surrounded by things, but it's more of
that specific chapter
right.
of things is finally coming to a close,
right.
And that chapter is over and it's at rest, and now it's time to move on to the next stage. I remember we were producing the song, we were remote at the time doing Zoom, and we had that gap of that section, and I'm like, do we write more lyrics? Do we, what do we do here? And that night, my family and I happened to watch home videos, and I watched all of our home videos so many times, so I have them all memorized. And I remember this one home video where I was 2 weeks old, out of the hospital, and I was sitting on my dad's lap. Ronan was sitting next to me, my other brother, and my brother Connor was running around being a nuisance, and my mom was filming us, and she was just talking.
Give your baby sister a kiss, Ryan. Give Brianna a kiss. Come on, do go give your sister a kiss. Sure. Yeah, see, she's got 2 big brothers that are going to protect her.
I remembered that part, and I was like, oh my God, that needs to be in this song. And the way she was saying it too, she was like, you have 2 brothers looking over you, and Connor, blah, 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 talking about Connor, and then Connor being like, yep, you know, and then you ended up like reverbing that too, so it kind of became a part of the beat as well. So that I feel is just it's the most special part of the song, and it's so integral to the song and to who it's for, what it's about, and yeah, it's like my favorite part. And it happened that I was recording the home videos with my phone, and I happened to get that part, and then I cut it to what I wanted to, and it fit perfectly into that.
It was so crazy the way that that song like came about. Everything about that was like
everything
effortless.
Everything fell into place.
Yeah.
Like it was a puzzle that was meant to be. It was just everything fit perfectly. Everything was meant to happen the way that it did.
Absolutely.